Hello guys, sorry I've not done a tutorial for a while, a long while in fact, but please bear with me. I've been extremely busy, loads of projects going on and stuff, so yeah, sorry about the lack of uploads and that, but please keep subscribing and keep liking my videos, and maybe one day I could do this for a living. I could just be like sitting here doing tutorials for you guys constantly, which would for me be amazing because I love teaching. I get like a real big kick out of it. Anyway, today I uploaded this clip the other day, and a couple of people said, "Oh, I'll do a tutorial." So yeah, let's rock on with that. So it's kind of like a booleans effect type thing, but anyone that's used booleans before knows that when you start trying to do like an animated booleans over a complicated object, things start to fall apart pretty quickly. So I wanted to find another way around it. Plus, I'd seen loads of different kind of motion graphic stuff. People have done all sorts of fancy little videos, mostly using Cinema 4D, but I'm not a Cinema 4D guy, and Maya can do everything Cinema 4D can do and much more, which is why it's used in the movies, of course. Alright, so let's do it. It's a really simple tutorial, so kind of anyone from any level should be able to follow along with this. So as you can see, I've got a few objects set up already, and let's get to it. So we've got a cube, and I've done nothing fancy to it. And let's just go into the edit mesh, the edit mesh menu, and we're going to go to the cut faces tool and open the options box. And I'm just going to reset the settings because these are the settings that you're probably going to have. By default, we've got interactive. Already selected, and if I was to use that tool we could just make a cut, the standard cut faces tool, but we don't want that, so we want to click on the YZ plane, and we want to click delete cut faces, and that's going to automatically, when I hit apply, create a cut down the center of the mesh. And we can see we've got a nifty little manipulator here, and we can move it backwards and forwards, so it doesn't take a genius to work out that you can just hit S to keyframe it, move forward a few frames, maybe we'll rotate it a little bit, and hit S again, and we've got an animation, and we're animating the shape of this object. And not only is it good for animation, we can also use this for modelling. So if I just go into the history of this cube, and we just select the poly cut, make sure we've got the manipulator tool active, we can have a little look about how we could model something using this. I don't know, maybe you got a really difficult angle you need to create, whatever, rather than just messing around, we could just use this. So, alright, that's all fine and dandy, but we want to take it a step further, because obviously we would like to fill this hole as it animates, and that's something that we would usually use booleans for. But if this was a complicated object, like I'm going to show you in a minute, we would come into some problems. So let's move this right out of the way. And I'm just going to delete the history on this cube again. And this time we're going to hit apply once more on the cut faces tool with our settings that we had in before. And we've got a cut. Now before you do anything, don't touch or move the manipulator, just go straight into the mesh menu and click on fill hole. Okay, so now we've got that area has been filled, and because we've also got the history of the cut faces tool, that hole is going to fill continuously as we move the history of the cut faces tool. Every now and then you're going to have to go back in and select the history, so don't delete the history if you want to animate this stuff. And as you can see, that fill hole operation does a really good job of following anything we're doing with that cut faces history and the translation and stuff on it. And obviously again we can animate it. Let's just sort of do something, let's just get to that keyframe and whatever, just hit S. So yeah, you see we can animate it, and again good for modelling, edge of a bolt or something, who knows. And you can layer it up as well. We could create another instance of this cube and stick it inside it and do another animation over the top, and then you've got two layers of cubes, much like this. We'll just sort of stick this here, And this could be a sphere or something, you know, because we could be animating like the manta, the core of the Earth, etc. And it's definitely good for that sort of thing. Let's just stick a different colour on here, whatever, and I'm just going to go to hit apply actually, and I'm just going to go to mesh, fill hole, and as you can see, it's a really quick thing to do of something that's always been notoriously semi-complicated. And you know, we can animate that as well. So let's move along to a sphere. Now, a sphere is a tricky one because it kind of plays some tricks on you a little bit. And I'll show you why. So we've got our sphere, just a standard sphere. I've done nothing to it at all. And again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to hit apply, and you can see that that's going to work just like that, no problem at all. So let's just go back a step. Hit apply again. And now if we're going to mesh, fill hole, nothing's happened. And we feel cheated. And we think, well, what are we going to do? We need to get around it. Well, don't, because for some reason it doesn't update as quickly as the cube does when the face gets filled. So all you got to do is actually just select this manipulator and just drag it a little bit, and we can see that that face turns up. So if we just go into the history again, and we can see that that's following it nicely. So handy. But if you didn't want to create a sphere and that wasn't working for you, which it should be, then obviously you can create a sphere from, or a sort of semi-sphere from a cube. And we can just sort of smooth that mofo and just hit G and G again, and then we've got a cube. And obviously you get some nicer UVs actually with a sphere like this, even though it's not, you know, quite a sphere, but you could manipulate it a bit with a lattice or whatever. And we can, you know, as I said, you can do the same here, and this should actually just update instantly. Okay, so cool, all good so far. Very simple. Again, you can get that nice sort of Earth-like crust thing going on. You know, with this, or we could do tubes within tubes, animating and stuff, and yeah, and all we need to do is just control the manipulator. That's offset a little bit, but never mind. So let's just turn on our model here. I'm just going to delete these guys, and we'll just have a little look at how we can do a similar thing with this. Again, a little bit tricky, and it's got some limitations, but it is a complicated model. So let's just see what we can do. So if I hit apply now, we can see that it's cut the face, which is great. So we can animate that if we want, and we can just rotate it, and we could animate it up and down, which is very much like how I animated the sample video before. We can twist this over, so then we get it like inverted. You see, so we're showing the top here, and now we're showing the bottom there. Okay, so that all works fine. But when you come to trying to fill the hole, it's a bit of a different matter. So if I hit apply, the standard operation would be to go to mesh, fill hole. It will fill the hole, but as you can see, we've got some really rather terrible pinching going on down here, where the geometry is just not working out how to get around that area. Now, it kind of looks like a bad loft or something with NURBS curves, if you ever work with that. But that could well be because the bottom of our model isn't closed, and if that was a closed surface here and had an edge, then it'd probably make that shape. So it could well be down to my model. On the side it doesn't work so well, but if you rotate it round, it works pretty well. Let's just hello, got another one here. Let's just rotate that sucker around, and we can see that it's gonna be alright. It's gonna work in that way, and you'll get some flickering and stuff. Whether that's going to be evident inside the render, probably. So we've got a bit of an issue there. But you know, if you're animating it fairly quickly, you're not going to see it. You could always just sort it out in post or whatever. So that is that, and that's it really. That's it. I've got nothing else to say on the matter. Obviously we can create multiple slices, and with that little upload I did, obviously all I've done is create extra instances of that model with an animated offset. So I've got a smooth model, I've got a low poly model here with a different shader on it, and then this one, the cage, the wireframe look, obviously there's a transparency one there, but the wireframe look was just by turning the the model to a reference model, really. I mean, you could do that here. Yeah, or you could just use a wireframe shader, whatever you want. So that's it, guys. Hopefully that's cleared up the illusion and the magic behind animating a cut into a model, and how to fill the hole as well. I had to work this out for myself. So just remember that, you know, like Cinema 4D is great for this sort of thing. Maybe there's some quicker tools, but if you know what you're doing, then Maya's unbelievably powerful. It's endless, the amount of power inside Maya, and that's why it's used in VFX and films, because you can just do everything. I'm a massive Maya fan. Woo, Maya! Right, anyway, that's it, guys. I'm hopefully going to do another tutorial soon. Hopefully you can use this sort of stuff in your projects and that, and keep subscribing. Please, just hit the like button. It just helps me a little bit. I get a couple of quid every few months, and it's like really poor. And there's guys out there have 100 million hits and stuff like that. I want that, so I could just do this all day long, and I will just be there for you constantly. So yes, nice one. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care and be good to other people. Cheers, bye.